Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The foremost concerns of every officer of the Highway Patrol are constant surveillance and caution. A single second of carelessness can well mean failure in his duty and possibly the loss of his life. On June 10th of last year, Highway Patrol Officer Ben Wilkie committed just such an act of carelessness.
Oh, great. All we need now is some country cop to shake us down.
Well, why didn't you outrun him?
It's no use. These boys have got units all through this valley. He'd radio ahead. He's on the radio now. Give him this license number. Hey, give me that other gun, just in case. If he goes to frisking me, maybe he'll quit when he finds my shoulder holster. Let's see if I can't talk him out of this. Keep him away from that luggage.
Going pretty fast with this highway, sir.
Well, it might have looked that way, but I can handle this car in just about any spot. Looks like you're out doing a pretty good job. I might just drop a note to your boss back to your headquarters and 1240,
May I see your operator's license, sir?
Look, you made your point. We're going to go slower now. Everything I own is in that luggage. My wallet and license. Why make a federal case out of this?
I packed everything last night. It's all in an envelope.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to find it.
Look, we're just passing through your state on our way to the coast on a vacation. Now, forget the whole thing and everybody will be happy, but you start pushing us around, making me go through that luggage. Well, I'm just liable to go back to your headquarters and start raising a few complaints. Now, that's not going to do you any good, is it, 1240? So let's just forget the whole thing, see?
Turn around, please. Put both hands on top of the car.
What?
Your purse, please. Have a permit for carrying this?
Yeah, I got a permit. I've had it for 10 years. What do you want me to do? Get in the car and drive back home and find it so you can see it? It's a pretty shabby way of treating people on their way to the coast, to spend as much time at the beach as they can.
Come with me, please.
Move the car onto the hard surface. All right, get out of here. Come on.
Is he dead?
Yeah, move over.
How soon before you think they'll find him?
10, maybe 15 minutes, they'll check on him.
Did you have to kill him?
Are you kidding? That's the gun I killed the paymaster with. All I needed to get tied in on that job was for him to run a make on the gun. All they know about us now is our license number. We'll backtrack to Belleville and pick up a new set of plates.
Headquarters to 1240. Headquarters to 1240. Headquarters to 1240. Headquarters to 1240. Come in, please, 1240.
What's the trouble?
1240 failed to report after a routine stop.
That's Wilkie.
What's his 1020?
7 miles west of Belleville on Highway 70, a speeding car.
What else you got?
Black sedan, Indiana license, boy x-ray, 1012. Time 1247.
25 minutes. That could be too late. What's the nearest unit?
Only other unit in this area is 3328.
Where is he now?
His last report was in 1113. An injured animal 30 miles west of 1240 on Highway 70. We should have a clear on him in the next 10 minutes.
That could be 10 minutes too late. Alert all units. We might need help. Come on, let's check it out.
Made to order, huh? Plan like that should have a pretty good-sized parking lot.
Yeah. Don't you think we'd been better off if we just kept going instead of coming back and losing all this time?
No, we had 40 miles ahead of us with nothing. No cutoffs. They probably got a roadblock out there now just waiting.
All right. But let's find another road and get out of here.
Take it easy. One thing at a time. Now, the first thing I want to do is get those plates. Then I want to take a look at the map. Now, we're going to get out of this thing slow, step by step.
Hello there. Would you like to see a menu?
Thank you. We'll let you know when we're ready to order.
Okay. Well, you're not going to just sit there, are you?
Relax. I don't want to be the first one to hit the roadblock. No, we'll just spend some time here. And shake a few cars down first.
When those cops don't pick us up in their roadblock, they're going to know we went to Belleville.
That's just what I'm counting on. They'll figure we came back to Belleville to steal a car. Yeah, I kind of like the car we've got now. Looks like any other car on the road. All I need are plates. As soon as we order, I'm going to take a walk over to that plant. The parking lot's probably in the rear.
Well, he's still breathing.
3240 to headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
Wilkie's been shot. Send an ambulance 7 miles west of Belleville on Highway 70. Has 3328 cleared yet?
3328, standing by, 30 miles west of your 1020.
Hold him there. Have him set up a roadblock. And send out an APB. Give a description of the car at 1240 stop and get a 28 and 29 on those plates.
10-4.
10-4.
How about this? Shot right in the back.
I've never known Wilkie to get careless before.
Only takes once. Let's start checking. Made a U-turn. Right from there, right around.
But why'd he head back?
Probably afraid of a roadblock.
There are 4 ways out of here. We could block them all, bottle him up. Unless he steals another car.
Let's set the roadblocks right now. Come on, let's move.
Patrol boys.
They're looking for us. Did you change the license plates?
Not yet, not till we get out of town.
But, Buck, those plates are hot. You better change them now, right away.
Where? In back of this cafe? That's asking for trouble. Somebody sees me changing those plates, they get suspicious and call the cops. Now my way's better.
Well, how do you expect to get out of town with a highway patrol around?
Just look up and down the road, make sure it's clear, then breeze. You just show me a town I can't get out of. I know the cops' moves better than they do. By now, they've got a block on all the 4 roads out of this burg. We could stay here till it gets dark and they relax, about the time when all the cars get piled up.
Great. What if they start going through the cars, the luggage?
I could bluff them. We could probably slip through. But we've wasted enough time here. I've got a better idea. Let me see the map. There, what did I tell you? There's a cutoff about 5 miles south of here on 40. Cuts through the hills, comes back out onto 70, the other side of where we bumped the cop. Clear sailing all the way.
You do know what you're doing, don't you?
Always have.
Dan Matthews, realizing that his chances of keeping the suspect bottled up were weakening as the minutes went by, arrived at the Belleville hospital hoping to get some additional fact or scrap of information from the now conscious Officer Wilkie.
Hi, Wilkie.
Oh.
Hi, Ben. They tell us you're doing all right.
Feel well enough to do a little talking?
Sure. Guess I fumbled the ball out there.
Hey, you sure did.
What happened, Ben?
First, it looked like nothing more than a speeding car. Man and a woman. Going about 75 miles an hour. I pulled them over. The guy refused to show me his operator's license.
Did he give you a reason?
Nothing except he was mad about being held up on his vacation. Said his license was packed. Didn't want to go through his luggage.
Pretty flimsy excuse.
Right. So I insisted. Threatened to have me turned in. Didn't make sense. He's acting kind of suspicious, so I thought I'd better frisk him. I took a gun from his shoulder holster.
I suppose the permit for the gun was a phony, too.
I don't know. I took him back to the patrol car to check on it. I forgot to finish the frisk. I reached for the mic and turned my back for a second. That was it. Had another gun. I hadn't handcuffed him. After 5 years, I ought to know every geyser possible. Well, I forgot it for a moment. As you can see.
Yeah, I know. This guy's pretty smart. He knows we got his license.
He doubled back, Ben. We think to steal another car.
Saw me call in, huh?
This guy's doing a lot of planning. You know something? He knows our M.O.
He won't steal another car. Doesn't have to take the risk. He's got the best one he could have right now.
The black sedan?
That's right. Must be 50 million of them. No different than half the cars that hit a roadblock. He'll keep it.
Then go for plates.
How about him, Ben, and the girl? Can you describe them?
Just as hard to single out as the car. Man was normal height. Dark hair. The girl was just another blonde. Watch him. He's quick with a gun. Good luck. When you catch him, I'm in real hot water. He took my badge number. Gonna turn in a complaint on me.
You want to bet? $21.50 to headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
Relay this information to the 4 roadblock units. He's a male, average height, dark hair. Got a companion with him, female, blonde. They're traveling in a black sedan. They have stolen local plates. Have you got a 28 to 29 on what 1240 called in about yet?
Negative.
10-4.
10-4.
You know, when a suspect steals a car, he wants an isolated unit, one he can observe, one that won't be missed too soon. Stealing plates is different. Then he wants a car in a group.
Like a large parking lot, a market, or maybe even that packing plant across town.
Let's check them all out.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150, bye.
No 28 and 29 on those plates yet, but here's a teletype from the Indiana State Police. A 211, paymaster killed, $62,000. 10-4?
10-4.
It's like Wilkie said, every single person we stop could be a killer.
Well, my wife and I are interested in some property right here. Now, could you tell me if this dirt road goes through to that property?
Oh, sure. That's the old Dunston construction route. It's a shortcut. Goes out on Highway 40 a little way south of here and comes back out on 70 right here, way west of Belleville.
It should go right by the property.
Good.
There's only one thing wrong with it.
What's that?
Well, you see, in about 4 miles, you come to the Angaheli River. Mr. Dunstan built a bridge across it, only he didn't build it very well. It was washed out last winter.
Great.
You mean we can't get through?
Not if you use the cutoff. But if you leave the highway this side of the cutoff, about here, it's a little dirt road, first one you come to. Goes up through the wash to get back to the Dunstan cutoff, this side of the Angaheli. That's the only way you can do it, though.
Well, it's a good thing we ran into you.
You know, you two had me worried for a minute.
What do you mean?
Well, when you pointed out Highway 40, I thought you planned on taking it south.
What's wrong with 40?
Nothing, except I've got a customer who just came in on 40. He was telling me there's a roadblock set up about 20 miles out of town. He says the cars are backed up for at least a mile. I'll be right back with your check.
I'm gonna get out of town and change those plates.
Where are you going to do it?
We'll wait till we get on the dirt road.
Front plate's gone, too.
Check your registration.
It's on the steering column, license NXP 430.
2150 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
Relay this license number to the 4 roadblock units. Nora, X-ray, Paul, 430. 10-4?
10-4. The 28 and 29 just came in on the Indiana license plates. They're registered to Buck Lester. The rundown lists him as ex-convict. 2 priors, armed, dangerous. 10-4?
10-4. Let's take a look at this map. If he'd have made a run for it, he'd have run into our roadblocks. I think he's playing it cool.
Well, he won't take this one east, or this one, because that'd take him back home. And he sure won't take 70 west, because that'd take him past the spot where he shot Wilkie.
That leaves us 40 south.
We've got that blocked, too.
He probably knows it. I guess he's figuring a way around the roadblocks.
But how?
Well, there is one way, right in here. The Dunstan Construction Road.
Yeah, but that dead end's in about 4 miles where the bridge is out.
We know that. He doesn't. Let's get around behind him and cut him off.
That's the road.
I hope that girl was right.
She was. She did us a favor, too. If we had taken that Dunstan turnoff, they could have bottled us up easy. Give me the plates.
Do you see that car back there? It's a black one.
Yeah, but that isn't the Dunstan Road. That road isn't even on the map.
You know where it goes?
Sure, it goes up the wash. Hits the Dunstan Road on the other side of the bridge. It's the only way through. You don't suppose he could have found out about that bridge being out, do you?
I don't know. Let's check it, huh?
Patrol car, Buck. Went south on 40. They're turning around.
Just snoopers. Probably saw the car parked down here. Get inside. Tell them you've been sleeping. But get rid of them. I'll be over there in the bushes.
But what if they see we haven't changed the front plates yet?
Then look out. Because if they come near this front license plate, I'm going to come out shooting.
Case that rear license plate. Stolen from one of the cars in the parking lot.
Yeah, but there's only a woman in that car.
The guy's got to be around here someplace. He's probably got it zeroed in. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Then we're going to get out of here. Excuse me. Highway Patrol.
Oh, you scared me. Something wrong?
Saw your car. Is everything all right?
Yes, I just got a little tired driving, so I pulled off the highway to take a nap. But I'm rested now.
You sure you can stay awake?
Oh, sure.
Well, you did the right thing.
You ever see such a bunch of square cops in all your life?
Not lately.
I'll change the plate and we'll get out of here.
From the way she looked when I started for the front of that car, he hasn't changed the plate yet.
He was out there in the bushes ready to do some shooting, huh?
Let's find out how he is in the open.
Well, they're gone. They headed back to Belleville.
I guess I shouldn't have wasted so much time trying to outsmart him. There aren't much competition. Okay, let's get out of here.
All right, hold it! Cuff the girl. Call an ambulance.
Get out of the car, please. Jan, behind you.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'll live.
What'd you find?
Found this in her purse.
Oh, that's a dandy. That's just small enough to fit in a pocket, isn't it? Well, take a look at this. Big spenders, aren't you?
Thought you said you had everything figured out.
Remember that complaint you made, or you were going to make, against one of our officers? Number was 1240. The one you thought you killed? Well, he's alive. And now you got a real complaint. Here. You know, you're going to spend about 50 years in the pen. Maybe on visiting days he might come up to see you. All right, let's go. Move. Keep an eye on him. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, reckless driving doesn't determine who's right, only who's left. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The proper discharge of his duty calls for the peace officer to be available 24 hours a day, every day in the year. At work or at play, he must be prepared to meet any emergency in the ceaseless war against crime and criminals. Such an emergency occurred on June 9th of last year, when violence shattered the peaceful realm of a country club golf course.
Hey, that's a beauty. That's got wings.
That's what always happens when I forget to open my eyes.
Judge, I'm a taxpayer. I'm curious how a municipal court judge can play golf on a weekday.
Can you keep a secret?
Pretty well, yeah.
I burnt down the courthouse last night so I could have this day off. What about you?
Well, this is no day off for me. I'm on official business.
What do you mean?
I'm looking for the guy that burned down the courthouse. Now, let's go. Well, I guess I better be going.
What are you going to do about Hepburn?
I'll tell you in a couple of minutes.
For a long distance, I want Springfield 66268. This is Briarwood 54009. Thank you. Markey sent him down here. If you'll foot the bill, I'll go along with the gang.
I'll be glad when both Hepner and Carroll are out of here. They've been nothing but trouble.
Oh, honey, they're all troublesome one way or another, but it pays off. And some of these days, we'll get enough to buy that little place upstate. Hello. May I speak to Mr. Markey, please? This is Bruno Keeley of the Knollwood Golf Course. Well, could you wake him up, please? It's very important. I gotta take care of this right away before the golf course gets busy. Hello, Markey. This is Bruno. Yeah. I've been having trouble with one of your clients. Yeah, that's the one. He wants credit, and he says that you'll back him up. Now, wait a minute. Don't get excited. Just answer me, yes or no. No. Not a dime, huh? Okay, I understand. Well, Hepner's through. I would have got him now.
Hepner's tough. You'd better be careful.
I can take care of myself.
Can't you handle the situation without that thing?
This is just in case.
Morning, Carroll. Where's Hepner? Took off at the 6th green. Thanks. Wait a minute, Keeley. While you're here, I want to talk to you.
All right, talk.
Look, I'm getting fed up with this business. You know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
It's working like a dog. I'm paying you $500 a week for a hideout. Now, with dough like that, I ought to be able to take it easy.
Well, if you don't like it, you can get out. You agreed to be gardeners and groundskeepers when you checked in with me. That's the only way I can keep you guys under wraps.
Yes, but I thought...
Well, you thought wrong. During the 8 years I've run this setup, nobody's been picked up. Either you work or get out. It's up to you.
All right, I'll work.
I felt you would.
Hepner,
What's on your mind?
you're supposed to come up with $500 this morning. Where is it?
Charge it. You'll get paid.
I don't do business on credit. If you can't come up with the dough, you better start looking for a new hideout.
I told you to check with Marky.
I did. He wants no part of it.
Well, then we'll do it like this. I figure with all the dough I kicked into you, I'm entitled to a couple of weeks in the house. And I'm taking those weeks starting this morning. Right now.
In that case, you better get off this property in a hurry. I'll have you thrown off.
Get this through your head, Keeley. You're not going to bleed me out every dollar I have and throw me out of here.
Get your hands off me, Hepner.
You need a lesson.
So help me. I'm warning you. Keep your hands off of me.
You got it coming to you. And I'm going to give it to you right now.
What's the matter?
Hepner got rough. I had to shoot. He's dead.
Now we're in a real mess. That could ruin everything.
Yes, I know, but I had to do it. He would have killed me.
So what do we do?
I'll get a tarp from the tool shed and roll him up in it and bring him back here. And tonight, after it gets dark, we'll dispose of the body.
Too dangerous.
Well, maybe you can think of something.
Call the police. Tell them one of your men attacked you and you had to shoot in self-defense.
Oh, the police will be swarming all over the place. We can't afford to take a chance.
I still think...
Well, think again.
If I don't find that ball in the next few minutes, I'm going to issue a bench warrant.
Hey, Judge, I'll make a deal with you. Once you drop a ball, and I won't count it as a penalty.
Oh, against the rules. Besides, that was a brand new ball.
Okay, keep looking.
Hey, Dad. Come here.
It was shot at close range. Hey, you over there in the truck! Come here, right away, come on!
Morning, Judge Francis. Something wrong?
Yes, something is wrong. Very wrong.
Who's he?
Bruno Keeley, superintendent of grounds. He's been with us for years.
Come down here and take a look, will you?
Yes, sir.
You ever see this man before?
Oh, yes, sir. That's Hepner. Well, what happened?
Well, you tell me.
Well, I don't know.
Where are you from?
Well, at my house, I live here on the course.
What are you doing in this area?
Well, every evening I post a list of tomorrow's assignments for my men.
Where?
In the tool shed. Then in the mornings I make my round to see that the men are on the job.
This one of your men?
Yes, sir. Judge Francis, shouldn't we call the police?
The police are here already. This is Dan Matthews of the Highway Patrol.
Oh.
Do me a favor, will you?
Yes, sir.
Go back, call the highway patrol. Tell them what happened. They'll know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at this, Judge. Social Security number, brand new.
Dan, I can't be any help to you here. I better go back to the clubhouse in case Keeley needs any assistance. You can reach me at the courthouse later.
Okay, I'll call you.
Just say that Mr. Chelsea, manager of Knollwood Golf Course, called. Thank you. Come in.
Mr. Chelsea, something terrible has happened. May I use your phone?
What is it? What's happened?
Hepner, one of my men, has been shot. Operator, will you give me the highway patrol?
This is terrible.
Hi. Down there in that pile of brush.
There's an ambulance in the corner on the way.
All right, fine. Now, in the tool shed, you'll find a list of assignments for the men, what they're supposed to do every day. You check that. I'll check the personnel file.
Right.
Now what's the matter?
We're really in trouble. They found the body.
Who found it?
Judge Francis and a man by the name of Matthews of the Highway Patrol.
What's our next move?
We gotta get Carol out of the way. We might get by with this if they don't find him.
I don't see what connection Carol has with it.
They're gonna find out who Hepner really was. I can say that he fooled me with phony identification. But if they find Carol and investigate him, we're sunk.
Where is Carol?
I just saw him and told him to get over here on the double.
I noticed some of these men have been here a long time. Others, there's a constant turnover. Why?
Mr. Keeley explained to me that this type of help is hard to get, not always too reliable.
Hepner had a lot of jobs before he came here, yet he had a brand new Social Security number. Why?
I don't know. Hello? Yes, he's here. For you.
Thanks. Matthews.
This is Hoffman. So far, one employee is missing. A George Carroll, not on the job at his assignment, and so far not located.
Notify the outside units. Give him a description.
Right.
Let's see. Carol. Here it is. Been with you a short time. What do you know about it?
Nothing, I'm afraid. I leave it up to Mr. Keeley to hire his help.
These personnel cards were filled in ink. Yet the Social Security number is typed in. Why?
That would indicate they didn't have Social Security numbers when they came here.
In other words, the space was left blank when the cards came through.
That's right.
What did they do for Social Security numbers in the other jobs they had?
I don't know.
I have to do some checking.
Highway Patrol.
This is Matthews. Get in touch with the lab units in the field. Have them get me a rundown on Hepner's fingerprints.
All this because Mastermind had to use a gun instead of his intelligence.
We'll be all right if we use our heads and the law doesn't find Carol.
Where do I go to make sure they don't find me?
Well, it's a cinch you can't leave here in the daylight. There's a dance at the clubhouse tonight. I'll think of something then.
You mean I gotta lay low here until tonight?
That's it.
Okay. Give me my gun.
There's been enough trouble.
Look, nobody's gonna make a pigeon out of me. As cops get close, I want my gun.
Give it to him.
They're not gonna put me in a gas chamber. Not these cops. I shot 2 of them already. 2 more won't make any difference.
While the Highway Patrol checked the personnel records of Hepner and Carroll, Dan Matthews continued his search for some definite clue to the intangible killer.
It's the cop. You two get out of here. I'll talk to him.
We'll be right behind that door. And remember, Keeley, stay out of range. Because if he even breathes too deep or gets in our direction, I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, Mr. Matthews, come in, please.
Thanks. One of your men is missing, a George Carroll.
George Carroll's missing?
You know where he is?
I'm sure I don't, but I better find him. He's supposed to be on the job.
How long has Carroll been here?
Maybe, 6 weeks or longer.
Hefner, how long has he been here?
Oh, he's been here longer than Carroll.
What do you know about Hefner?
Well, not much, really. Other than he's a good man on the job and he came highly recommended.
By whom?
One of the other superintendents called and asked if we had an opening.
Which superintendent?
Look, I can't remember his name, but I can look it up for you.
Who recommended Carroll?
I don't remember.
Well, the fact he's missing means he might know something about the Hefner killing.
Well, that seems impossible to me, Mr. Matthews.
It's a funny thing. I've checked all the men that work for you. Nobody was in that area of the Hefner killing except you.
Well, it's my duty to cover the ground, sir.
Yeah, sure, I understand. Thanks.
Mr. Matthews.
Yeah, what?
Just to satisfy the curiosity of a layman, why are you limiting your search for the killer to my employees?
I'm not.
Oh?
I'm just starting with him.
Well, it looks like we're pretty much in the clear.
I don't know. I'm beginning to worry.
Come in. Find Keeley all right?
Yeah, I found him.
Hello?
Mr. Matthews, please.
For you.
Thanks. Matthews.
None of the references given by Hefner and Carroll are legitimate. And the people listed as nearest relatives do not exist.
What'd you get on Hefner?
Well, fingerprints show that Hefner is really Leonard Gage, two-time loser and murder suspect. Released from prison April 3rd this year. Wanted for robbery of Springfield Shoe Factory payroll and murder of guard April 5th. Gage positively identified by fingerprints on that job.
Thanks. What do you know about Keeley, your groundskeeper?
Fine man. He's been here for many years. I've always regarded him as a permanent fixture.
Don't be too sure. I might have a surprise for you before the day's out.
Here comes trouble.
You talk to him this time. Lie to him, stall him. Do anything, but get rid of him. We're not ready to run yet.
Come in.
I'd like to talk to Mr. Keeley.
Why, he isn't here. Are you Mr. Matthews?
Yeah, that's right.
He went looking for you. Said he had some information for you. Something about the superintendent who recommended Mr. Hefner.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure you'll find him back at the clubhouse.
Did you know Hefner, the man that was killed this morning?
Not very well.
Well, he's Leonard Gage, a wanted criminal.
Who would have thought that?
The guy that shot him thought so. He also knew it.
That seems impossible. How would you know that?
Hefner walked away from his grass cutter. He left it running. He thought he'd get back to work in a few minutes.
How could that have anything to do with it?
A criminal in hiding avoids anybody he doesn't know. No stranger could have gotten close enough to shoot him.
I don't like to hear about these things, Mr. Matthews. I know to you they're routine, but To me, they're frightening.
Mrs. Keeley, do you know what a professional hideout is?
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
It's a place where criminals hide out for money, and they get protection. They have to pay a price, a very high price.
What an awful thing.
It gives shelter to criminals. Then they have a right to go out and do more robbery and more murder. A guy by the name of Carroll works for your husband, doesn't he?
I know very few of the men who work for my husband.
There's a coincidence between Carroll and Hepner. Their applications were false. They have brand new Social Security cards.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, everything points to the fact that Carroll is a wanted criminal.
Mr. Matthews, I assure you that I don't know anything about this.
What salary does your husband make here?
I don't know.
Do you think he's ever hired known criminals to work here?
No.
Does your husband have a gun or a revolver?
I don't know.
You knew he was looking for me with information he didn't have. How did you know that?
He told me.
He told you a local superintendent recommended Hepner. That was a lie.
My husband doesn't lie.
He did this time. Hepner was released from prison on April the 3rd. April the 5th, he robbed a shoe factory and killed a man.
There must be a mistake somewhere.
That was in a city 1,000 miles away. Why did your husband lie?
I don't understand it.
When we find George Carroll, your husband's going to be in real trouble.
Mr. Matthews,
If you're withholding information, you're in trouble, too.
It was self-defense. Hepner attacked my husband, and Bruno shot him. It was self-defense.
She's cracking. We have no other choice. Let's get out of here.
$21.50 to $13.30.
13:30 by.
It's a gray pickup driven by 2 armed suspects. They're on the service road. Block it.
10-4.
Drop it! Turn around. How'd you pick up Mrs. Keeley? I'll wait for the coroner. Who's he?
Dutchman, yes. Alias G. Carroll. He shot it out with cops before. This time his luck ran out.
Runs out on you all the time, doesn't it, huh? Look, will you tell the judge we'll finish that game one of these days?
You bet.
Come on, start moving. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, if you care to drive, drive with care. This is Bradley Crawford saying, see you next week.